Good afternoon. Happy Friday, everybody. It's going to be kind of a short video. It's hot and I need to recharge the AC in my car. But I was thinking today, there's a lot of people that I talk to a lot of people. I'm extroverted for the most part. I still like my me time to recharge. I still need that alone time, that quiet time. But I'm a rather extroverted person. And, me putting myself out there like that and being relatively easy to talk to, just people kind of have diarrhea of the mouth at times. It's not anybody in specific, it's just how it works. I know I spend a lot of my time with my kids, so when I get around adults and adult interaction, I tend to just talk. So, but a lot of people that I've been talking to recently, all kind of going through the same types of stuff, not understanding purpose or not understanding how they're going to approach a situation or how to move forward in a situation after severe change. And I've been guilty of this myself. I've really struggled in some instances today, Junior. We tend to wrap ourselves into other things and kind of lose our identity in a sense, or we feel that we're losing our identity, so we panic, and that ends up us taking that out on someone else, whether it be a friend, a partner, a family member, anything. So, something I'm going to suggest today, something I've been doing a lot of, is make a list of the things that are important to you and prioritize them. Take multiple things that are important to you and pick a couple of them every day to put a little bit of effort into or to focus on, and make sure you have one that is your main purpose. It is your main goal. It is your being, and embrace it. Not everybody likes their job. The classic saying, if you love your job, you never work a day in your life. Well, in a practical world, not everybody's going to get to do exactly what they want to do or exactly what they love, but that doesn't mean that you can't love what you do, and that doesn't mean you can't excel at what you do, and you're going to get a sense of accomplishment and a sense of growth out of that. These are things that I've practiced myself because I do stagnate at times. I have a very hard time paying attention to anything for long periods of time, and I've kind of learned to use this as my advantage because I can multitask a lot better, and I've learned how to bring things back, whether it be in conversation, bringing something back full circle after digressing, or whether it be doing multiple things at the same time and managing to accomplish a lot more by multitasking. But I have been guilty of losing my purpose. I've been knocked off center, and it takes a lot to do that for me. There's very few things in this world that I was ever willing to chase after outside of goals and dreams. And when you end up making something a goal, a dream, or a purpose that is outside of your control, you're putting a lot of stress on a situation or a person. And the easiest approach to this is a very painful and very hard approach because it takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of focus. Reprioritizing the things in your life to accomplish things is not always easy when you are either in a state of, say your emotions are out of whack, or you're feeling underaccomplished, you're holding yourself back. You got life stresses, money stress, kid stress, relationship problems, friendship problems, family issues. There is a plethora of things out there that'll take somebody off their center. Me personally, there's not a lot, but it's really hard for me to get back on once I'm off. So I've been practicing making sure that I don't come off my center. If I start getting upset or I start seeing things going in a direction that I don't like, I embrace it. I roll with it. I find a way to make it work. Because, in a lot of cases, it's not about you. And I have been so thrilled here lately with the direction my career's going. A lot of big changes, a lot of new things. Just simple things like today, going through stuff. My boss, he's on vacation. He took a couple days off, and we were talking about things. And it was just seeing the difference in the structure of how I'm approaching things. I've never struggled with any types of management. Now, mind you, I'm not in management, so I don't get to make these calls. But they put a lot of stock into my opinions and my thoughts, and that's important to me because it shows that they value me. And being valued it's something we all crave. It's part of the reason that we go to work. It's not just for a paycheck. If you're going to work strictly for a paycheck, then you're not going to find that inner peace. You're not going to find those happy thoughts. So, take a minute to practice finding ways to enjoy what you do. If you can, like I said, make a list and then prioritize. Use highlighters, put a check mark next to it, count your tallies to see how many days you focused on this and what's being neglected. Because, if you're not enjoying these things, you're going to end up eventually start taking that stuff home. And if you live alone, you're going to be beating yourself up. If you live with other people, you are eventually going to be stressing them out to the point to where they have no faith in you. They have no desire to listen. Because after a while, people get tired of hearing the same thing and not seeing any different. From my stance as being a man, I've had an issue with a lot of things, and I have just bitched about it instead of listening or applying things that I know would fix it. And like I've said before, you're going to deal with guilt. You're going to deal with, why didn't I do this sooner? Why didn't I try? Okay, who gives a shit? You didn't? Now you can. Things may be a lot different. You may have new drive. You may have new purpose. You may have a lot of things that have changed for good and bad. But, that it's not cliche to say it's never too late. Things will work out how they were supposed to as long as you put in the work. It may not always be exactly what you want or exactly how you saw it, but if you have a goal in mind, make it happen. If you're struggling, try to find a way you can make it a smaller goal or break it down into different things, how you can piece it together. I've got so many things going on right now that at times to think about it, it's overwhelming, but at the same time, it's like, look at what you're doing. Look at what you are accomplishing. And I don't even have to stay focused on it, just to stay positive, to stay motivated. I've always had an optimistic attitude. But that's not true, not always. For the past, I'd say, 4 or 5 years of my life, I've had a rather optimistic attitude about a lot of things. And people recognize that about me. My friends point that out. Whenever I'm being a whiny little bitch, they point it out. And that's why I love my friends. Because if you can't have people to hold you accountable, they're not your friends. People got to wear kid gloves or sugarcoat everything, they're not your friends. It doesn't mean people have the right to talk to you like shit. Never feel scared to put somebody in their place, but also don't be a dick. There we go, I'm digressing again. So, these are just some little things that I've done to help me get in a better spot with accomplishing things, because I'm a creature of habit, and I have to run my head into a wall a lot to learn things, and that is something that I'm working on changing about myself, because there's a very big difference in ego and pride, and I had to learn that the hard way. I'm still dealing with things that are out of my control at this moment, and I'm trying to find the silver lining. I'm trying to find the other side of it. Because frankly, a lot of it I don't give a shit about. I don't care about a reason or excuse or why things are this way or why this happens instead of this or what causes this over this. But none of that's relevant, because the only thing I am in control of is my behavior, my reactions, and the way I choose to allow myself to feel about something. So, this went on a lot longer than expected, and I kind of went around in circles a little bit. This is an exciting topic for me because it's something that's affected me personally, and it's affected a lot of people that are close to me personally. And having the opportunity now to, kind of have the courage to do this, whether people like it or not, it's still something that's important to me, and I'm going to keep doing it. I've allowed other people to change my opinions about my own beliefs, my own dreams, my own goals, and I'll be damned if it ever happens again. And I don't say that to be mean, but I say that to be on center. I know what I want out of life. I know what I want out of myself. I know what I'm capable of, and I know when I'm underachieving. And I refuse to live life as an underachiever. Just because I've accomplished big things doesn't mean that I'm living up to my potential. And I'm proud of where things are at. And I'm not where I want to be, and that's disheartening at times. But my words are congruent with my actions now, all the time. And that means something, because that sets precedence for the people around me, especially my children, to know that they can do the same. So, everybody, enjoy the rest of your day. Have a fantastic weekend. I may talk to you sometime. Take care.